Okay. Hi. Good morning.
Hi there.
Hi, Jonathan. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome, Hannah.
Thank you for taking the time to come down here and do this because it's important for people who are moving down to Puerto Vallarta to get this context, right?
Sure, absolutely.
So, do you want to tell us a little bit about like where you're from and what your life was like before moving here?
Yeah. So I'm Jonathan, and I'm a military brat. So I grew up all over the world. I consider Los Angeles my home of homes. But before moving here semi-permanently, I was in Wilmington, Delaware, and I moved there during the pandemic to speed up retirement and to be with my now ex. So it was like 2-for-1-er. But I travel extensively, and travel is my passion. But I've been coming to Puerto Vallarta for like 14 years prior to meeting you. By chance one day, but I had been coming here every year, and then made the decision to move here.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So my name's Hannah. I've been working here at Coldwell La Costa for about going on 5 years now. And I'm originally, I grew up in Portland, Oregon, and I moved to Mexico when I was 25. And I have basically lived in Mexico for the entirety of my adult life. So for the last 15 going on 16 years, I have been living in Mexico, and my kids have been raised here. So this is definitely an experience. My oldest was 6 when I moved here, and then my other 2 children were born after the fact. And I love living here. I got into real estate about 5 years ago, and it's just the best work experience I've ever had. So I love it. I love what I do. I love living here. Everything is great here. Okay, so that's me, Hannah. And you, Jonathan, what was your turning point or the inspiration that made you say, I want to move to Mexico? And why did you choose Puerto Vallarta of all destinations in Mexico?
So I came here like 13 years ago with my ex, and we came here on vacation. We stayed at Costa Sur, hot mess. Don't ever go to Costa Sur. But anyway, I literally fell in love with the city and the people and the food and the ease. I mean, everything just felt easy. Nothing felt hard. Nothing felt difficult. And so even after we broke up, I came back every year. And just for months at a time or 3 weeks at a time. And then when I moved to Delaware, the condition of moving to Delaware, since I'm an Angelino, was that I'm not doing winter. I don't do winter. I don't understand winter. Anything under 70 degrees. Why? So the condition was I will move to Wilmington as long as we can live here in the winter. So then we started renting just homes for like 3 and 4 months at a time. And then when that ended, I was out one day, and I've been thinking about moving to PV forever. And I would see all the little signs, all the little real estate signs. And then I had gone shopping, and I was walking by Coldwell Bankers, and there was you sitting there. And I was like, let me just go in. I've been thinking about this forever. Let's just see, right? It's not gonna hurt to look. Yeah. And I walk in, I met you, and I gave you kind of a ballpark figure, and I kind of instantly knew this was the time to come. And so, less than a month later, I had a house. Yeah.
It happened really fast. And we clicked, too.
Yes, exactly.
So,
immediately. I met you on a Monday or Tuesday, and by Friday we were making an offer. Yeah. On a place in Alta Vista. Somewhere that I didn't even want to live. Because I had you looking in Cinco de Diciembre and El Centro, and you were like, Jonathan, this is not in your neighborhood, but I think you should check it out. I'm like, fine. And it was perfect. So
it was perfect.
Yeah. So less than a month later, I was back here signing documents.
Yeah, and how was the whole transaction process for you?
People say that buying real estate abroad is difficult, but I thought it was pretty simple. It was actually easier than buying homes in the States in many ways. I think the biggest challenge was just making sure, because I was not going to finance through a bank here, was just working with my bank in the States to get the funds that I needed to pay for the house outright here.
You got a HELOC loan, right?
I got a HELOC
Yeah.
on my home in Wilmington, Delaware, to make up the difference to buy the property here outright. That just took a little bit of negotiating with my bank, but that wasn't like some long, laborious, drawn-out process.
Yeah.
I literally went back to the States, told them what I wanted to do, got the HELOC, done.
And we closed fast too,
We
right?
We closed really, I think it was not even a month. It was like
a month. It was probably right around 4 weeks.
Was it around 4
Yeah.
weeks? It felt shorter than that, but it was quick.
Yeah.
It was quick.
That was an easy transaction. Well, as far as hiccups go, right?
Yeah,
There weren't
yeah.
really any snags or anything like that, so it went pretty smoothly. Okay, so what was some of the biggest challenges that you faced during the move or after arriving, and how did you overcome them?
Challenges. I'm searching. I don't recall challenges. And I'm not just saying this just to say it, but I mean, I think because of the way that you have to negotiate with the seller, because it was a seller's market, if you recall, when
Yeah.
I purchased. And I really wasn't going to be able to negotiate the price. But you made sure that like all the other intangibles and things that he didn't want to fix at first, like, no, we're dealing with all those types of things.
Yeah.
But I don't know that was a challenge as much as it's a part of the negotiation process.
Well, what
right?
about like living here? What are some of the challenges that you face, like day-to-day life here that you?
I would only say that people here, I'm a very impatient person. And I think the goddess of the universe kind of knew you need to move somewhere that's going to force you to slow down. So I don't know that it's a challenge, but Mexico time is not US time. So, like today with getting the gas that was supposed to happen yesterday, those types of things in the beginning felt like little annoyances, but actually they just helped me to become slower. And just like if someone says it's going to happen on a Tuesday, it might happen on a Friday. It might happen the following week. It might happen in a couple of weeks, but that's just a way of the movement of the culture of the people in the area and just the being here. And I think most Americans are used to, I want it now, I want it today, I want it right now. That isn't always going to happen here.
Yeah.
And if that's a challenge for you, you may have to learn how to slow down.
Yeah.
But whenever I come home, because I consider this home now, my cortisol level just comes down. It just instantly drops. So there's not the level of feverishness in the energy of me moving quickly, because there's no need to move quickly.
Yeah.
So things just kind of slow down.
Yeah, I am on board with you 100%, and I think that's probably the biggest challenge that most people face when they come here is just it's not the same as the U.S. in that sense, right? And you really have to refine your skills of patience, of having patience, of being patient, and some people can and some people can't.
Well, I've been working on patience for a long time. It's kind of my life journey to become more patient and to take things more calmly. And I don't think it's by accident that I chose this place, not knowing that was going to be another way for me to have to do that.
It's growth, right?
I know, it is. It is. And so now I just don't even get, it's like, okay, when's it going to get done? All right. Because there's nothing really, even when it's not done, it's not like my life is traumatic because it's not happening. There's nothing that needs to be done that quickly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. What surprised you the most about living here? Something you didn't expect but now love?
I would go back to my next question, my last answer. I am enjoying the slowness. Maybe because I'm getting old. I don't know. I mean, I'm almost 60, so that might be a part of it. But because I've been coming here for so many years prior to buying, I kind of knew the lay of the land. I kind of knew where things were. I understood how prices worked. I understood how just the culture worked. So moving here full time has just been more of what I already had experienced. So I wasn't coming to this cold.
Yeah.
So after 14 years of coming every year, and now I get to live here, there wasn't that many surprises, right? It seems like, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen, right? And every year I get a little bit more integrated So, getting permanent residency, all that type of stuff. But that's just learning the way,
Yeah.
and learning how things happen here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. How has this move changed your outlook on life?
Well, I am definitely thinking about moving here full time now. Because right now I am here, I would say, about 7 months out of the year. I'm still working, so I travel extensively for work, for client-facing work all around the world.
And those months are split up too.
They're split up.
So a lot of people avoid the summer, but you're here in the summer.
Oh my God, I love the summer. I know people don't really like the summer here because, let's be clear, it is humid. It rains every day, which I don't mind because it feels like the thunderstorm is just washing all the bad away. And the mosquitoes are not cute.
And they like to bite you
And they
too.
like to bite me, and I am very susceptible to the bites. But I like it in the summertime because there's no one here. So the city is calmer and it's not as touristy, and so more of the locals are here, and that's where many of the people from the country of Mexico come here for a vacation. So it's just a different vibe and a different energy. And I love the thunder at night and the rain.
Great, yeah.
I mean, it's just like sheets and sheets of rain, and it's just, I think it's very calming. But yeah,
So, digressing back to the question.
What was the question?
It was, how has this move changed your outlook on life?
Yeah, so again, I didn't think I was gonna move here full time, but I'm getting ready to retire, probably at the end of this year or the end of next year. And I would have never thought in my life, and I was a military kid, so I moved from place to place my entire life. But I would have never thought that I would live in Mexico. I mean, if someone had said, "Oh, you're gonna retire, you're gonna live in Mexico," I'm like, what are you talking about? So from a standpoint of what I expected and what I have now, I love my outlook. My outlook on life is here's the thing I would tell people. I'm a Black gay man. So this is relevant for people who are Black and gay. You can think about this or not. But right now, our world is in a world of hurt. There is just consternation. There is just me versus you, us versus them. There's just this dichotomy of a rise of nationalism all over the world. And for me, being in Mexico, I don't have to navigate race. I don't have to navigate sexual orientation. I just get to be. And so it takes up less psychological energy to be in this country as an American. And I recognize that I'm an interloper. I'm not a Mexican, I'm an interloper, I'm an American. But being here just gives me a sense of calm and peace that I didn't think I was gonna have right now. So I value how my life looks when I'm here and versus when I have to travel back to the States particularly. When I'm traveling abroad to Belgium or Switzerland or wherever, it's fine. But being in my country is, I'm valuing this space. I call my condo the vortex because it's up on a hill. So once you get to the top of the hill, you don't always want to go back down the hill again. So it kind of like sucks me in to the little vortex, and it just feels very peaceful and calm. So I'm grateful for that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. What advice would you give to anyone thinking about making the move to Puerto Vallarta or abroad in general?
I don't know other countries, but I do know Mexico, and I know living here. And one, I would say, again, learn some patience. Everything is not on your time. I would say, don't be the arrogant American and the arrogant Canadian. In other words, this is not your country. You are making this your home. So learn how to do things the way Mexican people do things, right? In the same way that, the saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans. When in Mexico, do as the Mexicans. And so I think if that becomes a mantra for you, then life is easier.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is just how it rolls. There's no well, I am accustomed to, well, yeah, but you're not there.
Yeah.
Right? You're not back home in, for me, Los Angeles, where things move pretty quickly. Otherwise, you'd be happy.
Yeah. All right, awesome. Thank you, Jonathan, for coming. I appreciate it.
You're
Appreciate your
welcome.
time.
Indeed. It was lovely. Oh.